$1,861 left over, and that gets thrown to debt and savings and house projects every month. Like if we are splurging, it's because we're doing a house project. Hi, my name is Kirsten or Kit, and I talk about personal finance and how my husband and I went from almost $100,000 in debt to working towards financial independence. And today's video is about our monthly budget as a family of 4. I'm gonna go into each of our budget line items and just tell you how much we spend or budget on a monthly basis. So we are in like the greater Orlando, Florida area. We have 4 in our household and a dog. So it's my husband and I, our 2-year-old, and then our newborn, and we have a big like 80-pound lab hound mix. And we own our home. We bought our home last year, and roughly we pay about $2,500 a month. Right now, our gross income, we make about $160,000. I make $64,000. My husband makes about $98,000. We have no side income right now. We just have our investments in high yield savings account and then our 401ks. So those make like dividends, but they just get reinvested. Aside from our housing, we pay for childcare. My husband and I both work 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday for my husband, Monday through Thursday for me. So we have to pay for the girls to go to daycare. Not right now because I'm on maternity leave, but the regular daycare expense for my 2-year-old is $315, and for my newborn it'll be $345. There's a sibling discount, so it's like they both are there. It's $2,600 a month that we're allocating towards childcare, which is more than our mortgage. Good thing to note about childcare though is they provide diapers and all food. I bring my child, I bring a pacifier if they use it, sheet, blanket, like a jacket or an extra set of clothes, and that is it. They provide everything else. That is really brutal. I have done the math a million times, backwards and forwards, and it is still not worth it for me to quit my job based on the income that I'm making right now, and how much we can contribute to our retirement and our savings and paying off debt, which I'll get to later. Eating out or our food spending. We also spend a lot on food. My husband and I are pretty active, obviously running around with a 2-year-old, but also like we love to go to the gym. And unfortunately, I went to school and learned about environmental science, and so I can't not buy organic. That's just where we're at. So our grocery total per month is about $1,000. Sometimes it's less than that. I usually go to do one Costco haul a month where I'll get big bulk items, rice, like coconut oil, avocado oil, oatmeal, like big items. And then throughout the month, I'll go like weekly to our neighborhood Walmart and I will get produce and stuff like that. And eating out, we don't eat out that often. I put $200 towards eating out because I actually would like us to go out more. It ends up being we spent $500 in the last 3 months on going out to eat. So I put $200 towards that. $500 in the last 3 months was also through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, through having a baby and being home, maybe not cooking as much, but we had neighbors bring us meals and we like to cook. So for transportation, we have 2 cars. One is paid off, one is not. Our Ford Escape actually has negative equity that my husband rolled over from a Chevy Silverado when we were in Montana several years ago, and that is probably our last big money mistake that we are making up from. Aside from just not having a ton of savings, we have almost $17,000 still owed on the car. It's worth about $10,000. So we're working on that. It's a big goal of ours actually to pay that off this year. $390 is our monthly car payment for that car, and it's at a 6.8% interest rate. Car insurance is $183 a month, though we pay the 6-month premium. It's about $1,000. And gas, $120. I put aside for that. And then maintenance, I also put aside $100 for maintenance, which is oil changes. That Ford Escape 2018, never buy it. It's a piece of shit. I don't know what else to say. I'm so sorry. Health and kids. If you have kids, you know that they can be really expensive. We're kind of minimalists. I would say we're pretty frugal on the kids front. Like, I don't buy them things. I don't buy them toys. It's all hand-me-downs. Anyways, health insurance is baked into our gross pay. It gets taken out before we get our paycheck. So my husband has both the girls on his insurance. It's $180 a paycheck, so he gets paid bi-weekly, so it's about roughly $400 a month. They also are on his plan for dental insurance. It's just the annual exam and 2 cleanings, which doesn't matter for her right now, but for my older daughter and my husband. And then for me, it just changed actually this year. So it's about $33 a month plus dental. So maybe like $35 a month for my health insurance through my employer. That is before our net income. So medical bills, there's co-pays. Like I said, I just had a baby, so I have to dispute some things that weren't covered by my insurance. But I'll put like $100 towards doctor's visits, co-pays, things like that. We also put aside $100 towards vitamins. We take vitamins really seriously around here. We all just got sick actually. But I take a prenatal vitamin still with iron. I take TMI, Colace. We both take fish oil pills. My husband takes a multivitamin. My daughter takes a multivitamin. We take creatine. We use pre-workout. So that's all $100 a month. And we get to the debt payments. So like I said, my husband and I were in $97,000 of debt when we combined our income in 2023, and I was working a bunch of jobs and I got pregnant, and so we were paying off all of this debt. We still are paying off this debt. The only thing we have left is this car payment. So, well, we have student loans and the house too, but like the car payment is like really the last one we're actually worried about because everything else is pretty low interest. So we pay $390 towards the car. We don't pay anything towards our student loans and won't until later this year. I have $36,000 in student loan debt. My husband has $6,000 in student loan debt. We have no credit card debt, which is really, really cool. Our savings. So this also gets taken out of our gross income before we even see our paycheck. My husband puts in 5%. I put in 5%. We would love to do more, but we're in the messy middle right now of having these little kids, so we don't put more to our 401ks, but we are getting those company matches. Mine does 4%, his does 3.5 per 5. That works out to $1,174 a month. So yeah, I think that's pretty good, honestly. That's more than we've ever saved before. So we're working on it. I would love to be like that 20%, 25, 50% savings rate, but we're just not there. After our income comes in, our net income, we do put aside probably $200 a month, $300 a month towards savings. I have a sinking fund for gifts. We have an emergency fund as well, which I just fund little bit by little bit that we can. And then I keep like $1,500 aside for taxes. And so I put like $15 every 2 weeks into that bucket as well. I do our savings on Fridays when we get paid, so that as soon as we get paid, actually mine splits. So my paycheck splits from my company directly into our savings account, our high yield savings. And then when my husband gets paid, I just split it from our account. So we really don't notice that it's missing. We get paid and it immediately goes into savings. And that's really nice. It's auto done. I don't have to think about it. We always have enough money in our account because it's just like pinching off little bits from the top, which I think that's really helpful and has allowed us to hit, our savings goals, like what we can. We have roughly like $30,000 in retirement right now, which is not as good as we want it to be, but we're getting there. Our emergency fund has $9,000 in it right now. I would like it to be 15. So we'll get there as well this year, hopefully. And then, like I said, I mentioned sinking funds a little bit, which we use for vet bills, car insurance, gifts. We like to keep like several $1,000s for things like that. Things that surprised me this month. I talked a little bit about how we all got sick. My daughter got rhino, so we had to go to urgent care and then the pediatrician for that. I got mastitis, so I had to go to the doctor for that. We also got, actually up here, we got some housework done. It was, my husband opened up this doorway and it looked really good, but he doesn't finish drywall. He's definitely the more, I don't know, he can do the big cuts, but he's not doing finishing work. So we hired out somebody to come and just finish that drywall. So we paid for that. That was $1,500. He took down popcorn. He did mold remediation. He did a great job. So things like that come up because we're living in a live and flip. It's a long-term thing. And I feel like if we are splurging, it's because we're doing a house project. we go and buy $200 of paint and we like paint for the weekend or put in a screen porch, or we're doing the bathroom next. I'm really excited because we're living basically in a 1.5 bath. Anyways, those are the things that we spend money on. I hope that this budget has just kind of opened your eyes, made you either realize that you are more frugal than we are, or maybe some ways that you can like tighten up a little bit, just comparing your numbers to my numbers. I love budgeting. I love going through our stuff. And our expense is about $8,520. We have $1,861 left over, and that gets thrown to debt and savings and house projects every month. That's just where we're at right now. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel called to do so. That's better. Good job.